weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical. Hello. Thanks.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for that if you're hosting? Fierce Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and to close out a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you throw a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello and welcome into the Daily Nebraskan show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I am Ben Droz, one of the sports writers at the Daily Nebraskan, and I'm joined here by Joseph Meyer, the senior sports editor at the DN, like I am every Thursday. Joseph, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. This is our kind of sad, kind of bittersweet. Last Thursday show of the semester. Been a lot of them. It's been a good time.
It has been a good time.
But we finally made it to the end of the semester, Ben. I know you've been feeling pretty good about where you're at.
Oh, I'm feeling great.
I feel better now. Tuesday was a rough. I was a little stressed Tuesday. I've started to catch up on everything. Still got a couple finals next week, but
you do.
Yeah, again, don't take law classes if you're not going into law. Not a smart move.
See, yeah, I made a smart decision and chose what I thought was an easy minor. So,
well, there you go.
Well, because I mean, do you even like with the journalism college that they require you to have a minor? Like, do you like that part of it?
I don't mind it. I think I've learned a lot from my business minor, but if you're just throwing it in there for no reason, I don't know. I this is another discussion for another day, but the amount of classes that the journalism school requires you to take is not that many, so they have to throw in a bunch of extra requirements to hit that 4-year graduation mark. It's improved over the years, but when I came in, there's 5 required classes for my major
for sports media,
specifically sports media.
Yeah,
everything else is just electives or ACEs or whatever.
Yeah, ACEs, electives, and then your minor.
I wish we could get credits for coming in at 11 p.m. every.
We deserve it, man. We deserve it.
Yeah. It should, like some sort of like internship experience, like something like that.
We'll have to bring it up, Joseph.
I will have to talk to the dean of students, but
not
a huge day for Nebraska sports, but Nebraska
day.
Softball,
decent day. They won 11-2 against Minnesota.
Yeah, dominant win.
Oh yeah,
I got to catch most of this game. It was a fun one. Looked just like the better team throughout, and Minnesota's not a great team by any means, but
yeah, Nebraska won the weekend series literally this past weekend.
Yes, so it was kind of like a four game series in effect. But the advantage is Indiana pulled off the upset, so they'll play the 8 seed Indiana tomorrow, I believe. So in the semifinals, so there's a world here where Nebraska makes a run to the Big Ten championship and wins it. I think that's the only way that they'll be able to get into the NCAA tournament. Overall, I don't want to say a disappointing season because
no Jordy
Ball. Abby Squire was hurt. But again, you have Billy Andrews who walked it off in effect. Walked it off. 2 home runs tonight.
Those are only 2 hits.
Walked it off with the run rule in the 5th inning.
A walk-off.
So it's
rule?
Yeah. So technically a walk-off?
I mean, yeah, it is.
Funny enough, in the next game, Michigan versus Maryland, I was watching this one as well. Michigan, their game was tied going into the 5th inning. Michigan walked it off in the 5th inning. I wonder how many times that happens. It was tied 0-0, and they walked it off 10-0 in the same inning.
That's crazy.
Michigan's really good.
Yeah.
You know, they're one of the better teams in the conference. But
so going to softball, I mean, does Nebraska have a chance to win this tournament? Yes. The likelihood, not great. I mean, they play oh man, I'm forgetting who they play next.
They play Indiana next.
Indiana. Didn't they upset number 1 Northwestern, I believe. Yep. Best team in the Big Ten for softball. So it's not like Indiana's a bad team by any stretch. They have the talent, beat these pretty good teams. So it's definitely going to be a tougher game against Indiana, in my opinion, than Minnesota. I feel like this is kind of an expected win. Me and Anthony talked about it last night for a little bit. Like overall, I mean, we got a pretty good preview of this Minnesota game from literally the series the weekend before. I
Right.
mean, Nebraska won the weekend series 2-1. The games are pretty close though. I mean, on that Friday game it was 7-6. Saturday was the biggest point run margin, which was 8-3, and then Nebraska lost on Sunday 7-5. But this was just a dominant game tonight. 11-2, walked it off. Billy Andrews had 2 home runs,
and it's because Nebraska's had success in this spot before. Like it was just 2 years ago that this pretty much the same core, just with different pitching, was able to win the whole thing. So they'll get Indiana next, and then assuming seeds hold, potentially Michigan in the championship game if they're able to pull that one off. Like we saw it tonight, Michigan's a very good team and explosive. Walk-off grand slam to win it. But
grand slam.
Maryland, the 10 seed, was able to keep it within a 0-0 game until the 5th inning. Now, that came off the backs of pitching, and then it kind of fell off the rails a little bit in the 5th. Don't know if Nebraska's going to be able to do that, but a solid night tonight for Harness as well. So, again, I wouldn't say a disappointing season overall, but given what the expectations were, and we had talked about this coming into the season of the hype, and it was weird because it felt like the hype was there for softball and not for baseball, and it's kind of totally switched. And again, without Jordy Ball, that was always going to be the case. She just is that headline jar. Sounds like Abby Squire will be back next year,
which is that'll be good.
Yeah, and Jordy Ball will be coming back. It's just super unfortunate to not have Billy Andrews in her prime as one of the best players in the country with Jordy Ball. And it's just unfortunate that it didn't work out that way.
I mean, the hype was real around this team. I mean, they were ranked coming. What was their preseason rank? Was it like 20?
I believe it was 21 or 22.
Yeah, it was in the 20s. So I mean, not like a super high rank, but they were ranked in the top 25. I mean, this was a team that we knew like top to bottom was a pretty good team. They just, adding Jordy Ball to this core was just like going to be seen as like, this elite kind of move for the team, because we know what they could do hitting wise. Like this team last year was pretty good on the bats. We're pretty good again this year on the bats, but pitching kind of let them down this year. Last year they had Courtney Wallace and Sarah Harness. Courtney Wallace was amazing. That second pitcher with Sarah Harness would sometimes play really good for Nebraska. Other times her inexperience would show a little bit. It wasn't as strong. And pitching was also kind of just another fault of this team this year. But obviously they held Minnesota to 2 runs. So
yeah, I mean, Harness had a really solid night.
Yeah.
She pitched up until I believe I can't remember how many innings she pitched, but a solid night overall. And I just think you get a chance to make a run here going in against. I mean, you get the 8 seed. You don't have to go up against Northwestern.
Yeah.
And potentially Michigan, so
they have a chance to win a couple
absolutely
games here. Yeah.
So exciting stuff from that. I'm excited for baseball this weekend too, though.
Yeah, baseball is going to be fun.
Indiana, I'll be there tomorrow night. I haven't been able to make it to many of these baseball games because, especially during the earlier months in the spring, we were so busy with basketball coverage and other stuff. But a big series for them.
Yeah, we can preview that. One last thing I want to touch on though for softball before we kind of
go ahead.
We talk about baseball a little bit before we throw it to break. How are you feeling about this softball team next year? Because obviously, Jordy Ball, not like she still has plenty of time left in college.
It's just a game changer.
Yeah, this team. I mean, Billy Andrews, she's a senior this year, right?
Yep, she's gone.
So like, this team is going to be losing quite a bit of talent, but
I wouldn't say a ton. I mean,
not
you're losing
a lot, but like
a bit of star power.
Yeah.
But overall, we've seen some solid stuff from some of the younger hitters. But you lose the Andrews twins, and that's
gonna be a
right
tough loss.
So when you have an ace in the circle like that, you're always going to have a potential to compete. And we saw even this year. I mean, you got to, if Jordy Ball's it finished 4th in the Big Ten.
Oh yeah. This
with Harness and Kinney as bearing the load.
Yeah.
You throw one of the best pitchers in the country in there, and
man,
it could be a game changer.
It just every time this gets brought up, it just makes me sad because I was so excited for this year.
Yeah.
I was, man. I was so excited.
There's still some excitement to be had, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying this has been an uneventful season, but like this team had a potential to do quite a bit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this team would have won the national championship or anything.
No.
But this would have been probably the best team in the Big Ten, if not top 2.
Yeah, I mean, Northwestern's really good.
Northwestern's really good. Michigan's really good. I mean, still, I feel like Nebraska would have competed with them easily if they had Jordy Ball. And this team would have made the NCAA tournament. And
still a shot.
Gotta
win it. Gotta win it at. Wouldn't that be funny? Winning it in Iowa City to go to the NCAA tournament.
It's going to be tough for them. It's going to be a tough road for them to be able to do that. But you never know, man.
Speaking of which, one other thing I wanted to ask you: what are your thoughts on these all turf infields? All that the artificial turf infields? Because I'm not for it. It just looks weird to me.
It does look weird.
And I get it. It makes it so you can play in more environments and play in the winter months. But it just looks corny to me. I got to be honest.
I mean,
I much prefer Nebraska's setup to what Iowa has.
I mean,
I believe Minnesota has the all turf setup too.
Why are they wanting? You're not playing on the field in the winter months, though.
I mean, if you look at the weather, you potentially opens up an opportunity to play earlier if there's snow on the ground or whatever. You know, it's obviously easier to clear off. Rain is not much. Like they were playing during quite a bit of rain today in Iowa City, and they kept going, and you wouldn't be able to do that with dirt. So,
I mean, I'm not against it. It does look a little weird, but I mean, I've seen, high school teams that have the grass infield or the turf infield. I mean, if this is like something that helps, be able to play more games, then, sometimes it's annoying how many baseball
they can have it out in Iowa
games.
City.
It's annoying how many games get canceled though because of weather.
Yeah, really unfortunate situation with the senior weekend for this team. I mean, for Andrews to not be able to play in her senior game because the rain was so bad that day. Just a really unfortunate situation, but
it is. But you want to kind of preview baseball a little bit?
I mean, I just think this is a huge week. We talked about it on Tuesday, the opportunity to win a series against Indiana and take that into the Michigan State series. But I think you guys talked about the South Dakota State game at all the other night, but
yes,
just a complete utter collapse.
Yeah, Anthony came in hot about the 10 pitchers that played for Nebraska.
It is almost shocking, and you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, how like it's the whole Nebraska basketball can't win on the road again, and it really, I mean, it just is. They're a completely different team. I have full confidence they're going to win at least Friday, Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Now Sunday is going to be another issue. Sunday's been a bit of a struggle this season. Friday, Saturday, you got to feel confident.
Nebraska's one of the best Friday, Saturday game teams in the nation.
You got to feel confident, even against a really good team like Indiana, and to have an opportunity to take 2 from them, potentially 3, but more likely 2 out of 3 is what you need to do. And then got to win the series at Michigan State. There's still some finagling that'll have to be done based on the other team. Yeah, nice word there. Based on the other teams. But again, like we talked about on Tuesday, all top 6 teams play each other this weekend. We will really know the picture going into next week in the season finale series.
Yeah.
And then it's Big Tens in Omaha, and that'll be exciting. Hopefully there's a pretty solid crowd there for Nebraska.
I think
you got to think.
I think there will be. I think it'll be decent.
Just with how much hype the team has had this year. And even though they can't win during the midweek, well, you have one no-hitter, and then you follow it up with that.
Yeah.
But I think just overall the excitement, the dialogue, the discussion around Nebraska baseball has really increased this year. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people like to overreact and call for firings in after a Wednesday night.
Not me.
Not you, Ben.
Not me.
You're one of those people. You get pretty close. Not quite yet, but
not me. I have not thrown my name in my hat in the ring there. So
there you go. Well, don't watch them on Wednesdays. Watch them on Fridays and Saturdays,
that's
and then
what
you'll really be impressed.
I think this is one of the best teams in the nation because I only watch them Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, still solidly high in the RPI.
Yep.
Chances of hosting a regional are still in flux on the bubble there.
They
doesn't help losing to South Dakota State.
That's why the loss was so annoying. It's not just the fact that they lost another midweek game. It's like South Dakota State, not good. Like, how do you go from no hitter against Kansas State to losing 10-6 against South Dakota State, pitching 10 pitchers?
Well, I think the losing to South Dakota State was more likely. So, yeah, it should be a good series. Excited to go. Going to be great weather on tomorrow. So I'll be using the student tickets full use. So should be a pretty solid crowd tomorrow.
Oh yeah, should be. What's kind of your expectation for before we throw it to break? What's kind of your expectation? What do you expect this weekend for baseball?
I think 2 wins. I think it's 2-1. I think it's Friday, Saturday win, Sunday loss.
I think me, you, and Anthony are all.
That's not. It's not a bold take at all.
No, it's probably going to be Friday, Saturday. Not dominant, but pretty decent wins, and then.
Now Indiana is a lot better than some of the teams they played. Indiana is a lot better than Minnesota, but I think they still have a pretty solid chance to pull off the first 2.
Yeah, and this weekend in this series against Indiana is a very important one because
Nebraska. And I think they know that. And it's last series at home, potentially an true home series. Mm-hmm. So yeah, should be a fun one.
All right, well, we're gonna throw it to break. When we come back, we're gonna get some NBA talk in because I just saw that the Mavericks beat the Thunder.
Yeah.
What? And the Cavs beat the Celtics?
Why are you shocked?
What? We're gonna see. I'm ready to dive into this. Ooh.
It's all leading into the Timberwolves are winning this thing in 16 games. Just saying.
Get ready for the Celtics hater in me to come in.
Oh my goodness.
All right. We're gonna throw it to break. You're listening to the Daily Nebraskan Show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now, it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Ella Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for that if you're hosting? Fear's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and to close out a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you throw a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
To the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Daily Nebraskan show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Ben and Joseph still here with you.
Yes, sir.
We're about halfway done with the show. Got 2 more segments left. We are now into NBA talk, and I'm excited because we saw 2 number 1 seeds go down today in the National Basketball Association. Yeah, I didn't say NBA.
And are you surprised?
I am. That both went down on the same night.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about the Thunder. Right? We knew the Mavericks were going to get a couple games here. We talked about this.
I thought
you did not think the Thunder were going to sweep the Mavericks.
No. I'm not surprised by that as much. It's more the Celtics game. But let's talk about the Thunder game first. I want to save the best for last.
Okay.
Because the Thunder game, I predicted 6-game series that Thunder would win, just because I don't feel like the Mavericks are good enough outside of Luka and Kyrie. And this Thunder's team is very deep and very talented.
We want to talk about outside of Luka, Kyrie. PJ Washington put up 29 points tonight.
Okay, I'm not saying they can't do stuff on occasion.
Tim Hardaway Jr. put up 17 points tonight, Ben.
I'm not saying none of them can ever do anything. I'm saying consistency-wise, they're not going to play as consistent as the Thunder's bench.
That's fair. But I think too often, and this drives me crazy, people look at the Mavericks as just Luka or just Kyrie.
I mean,
I get it. I get it. Great players. But we don't give anyone else the benefit of the doubt. No one looks at most of the other teams that are in this position of just giving all the praise to 2 players. There are other players on these rosters.
Well, obviously there's other
that
players.
The Mavericks are an experienced team. And as much as they drive me crazy, and I've had this discussion with you, and the Mavericks drive me crazy, but they have been in this spot before, and the Thunder haven't. And I still think Thunder are a much better team. I think they're going to win the series.
They probably
But let's not pretend like the Thunder are some experienced team that should easily take this series when Luka and Kyrie are both very experienced. Obviously, Kyrie is very experienced in playoffs, and Luka is a lot more experienced than I think a lot of people give him credit for because of the, hasn't got to the finals yet.
Yeah.
But for a guy his age and the pieces that he's had around him, I think I'm not surprised by this at all.
I feel like Luka in a vacuum, I feel like Luka should have got MVP. I'm not surprised Jokic got it. In all honesty, SGA probably should have got it. My gut, I really wanted Luka to get this one because I feel like
for what reason? Why would you want Luka to get it?
Statistic wise, I feel like Luka just deserves an MVP and he's not had one yet. And I'm getting voters fatigue on Jokic.
Oh, come on. That could be a discussion for
we had that. No, me and Anthony had this discussion
our next
yesterday.
show, whenever that is.
Me and Anthony had the discussion yesterday. But you're saying, so you're tired of this, everyone saying it's just Luka and Kyrie.
Well, the whole narrative going into the series was like the Thunder are so deep and they have so much young talent, and it's just Luka, Kyrie.
I mean, so Joseph,
which I think Luka, Kyrie is good enough to get 2 games, if not 3, on this Thunder team. Who they're both much more experienced than anyone the Thunder have to offer.
So the reason people are saying that, Joseph, is because when I look at the stats for this season, Luka and Kyrie averaged 28 and 25. The third highest scorer was PJ Washington with 10.7. After that, it's Derrick Jones Jr. with 8.6. Joseph, this is why everyone's saying it's just Kyrie and Luka, because it kind of is.
Well, they're in the second round of the NBA playoffs, and they just beat the best team in the Western Conference.
I understand. I'm not saying this Mavericks team is bad. I'm just saying that the bench depth is a problem, especially on the offensive
end.
It's
no Thunder. It's no Timberwolves.
Like, this team relies so heavily on Luka and Kyrie. Like, they rely on their 2 stars more than probably any team in the NBA right now, in my opinion. Like, what team? I'm trying to think.
Nuggets?
Bro, they have Aaron Gordon or Michael.
Okay,
Porter
so you
Jr.
don't count them as their star. I guess we're going star power in terms of what? Because I think the Nuggets are pretty reliant on.
I'm not saying they have the best
Jokic and Murray, and if
they are, but like, but outside of Luka and Kyrie, they just don't have anything, especially on the offensive end. Like, when PJ Washington is your third scorer, that's a problem.
Don't hate on PJ Washington.
I'm not hating on. I wanted the Heat
7 for 11 from deep tonight.
I wanted the Heat to trade for him because he'd be the perfect big next to Bam, but he was too much and they didn't get him. But PJ Washington's a nice piece. He can hit. He can knock down threes. He's a solid role player. He's not a third guy on a playoff contender.
But nobody's saying these guys are contenders. We don't need it. We don't need it.
You're saying you're acting disrespected because
my whole thing was I'm not surprised that the Mavericks won this game, and I won't be surprised if they pull off another one in Denver, in Dallas.
No, they'll probably get 2 games in this series.
Yeah,
I think that's all they get.
Well, your whole question to me was, are you surprised?
We're in agreement.
So you're more surprised about the Celtics. Give me your reason, because I know how much you love the Celtics and how you dream about the Celtics every night, and you can't get them off your mind, and how you think Jason Tatum's the best player in the league.
No, so everything. This is all. What is it? Oxymorons. He's saying the complete opposite thing. I don't like the Celtics, but I respect what the Celtics team this year. This is the first Celtics team that I actually think has a legit chance to maybe win a championship.
One thing I just popped in my head that I thought was funny.
What?
They moved Derek White's 2K rating up to an 87 today.
Wait, really?
That's ridiculous.
He is not an okay. If we have time, we're getting into that because wow, that is ridiculous.
They got blown out tonight, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
this one's definitely more surprising.
So okay, back to what I was saying. No, I don't like the Celtics that much, but I respect what their team this year. Like, I actually think this team actually does have a chance to win a championship. I haven't thought in years past that this team could win a championship. I actually think this team can legitimately maybe win a championship, especially if they go against the Timberwolves. Maybe it's a possibility. If they go against Denver, I think that'd be a tougher matchup for them. Probably. I don't know. I mean, that's a discussion for another day. But
I don't think Denver has a shot. I think Denver has the least odds of making it to the final, and not even because they're down 2-0. It's just because they're just not as good as the Timberwolves.
So yeah, the Celtics with Drew Holiday. That was a great piece with them, but out of nowhere, Cavs just blow the Celtics out. And coming into this series, like we saw it against Orlando, like this Cavs team just doesn't seem. It's like it seems like it's Donovan Mitchell, and then just like who else? Is anyone else going to step up for this team? That's kind of what it was feeling like the whole Magic series.
I think
they barely pull out the series against the Magic. Okay, the Magic, much lesser of a team than the Celtics. Coming into the series, everyone's like, oh, they're going to get swept. And if not swept, they're going to get gentlemen swept. They just destroyed the Celtics on their home court.
It was close throughout. It was a pretty good game. It got ugly late.
But still, they still blew them out on their home court.
Yeah, second half was rough.
Like,
I believe it was tied at halftime, 54-54. And then you went straight into the Cavaliers just dominating third quarter and finishing off in the fourth.
So what I want to ask you is, are the Celtics in any kind of trouble?
No.
Any kind of trouble? No kind of trouble.
Come on.
It's no trouble at all.
We know who the best team in the East is. It's not close.
I understand that, but you still have this. No, you have no doubt Celtics winning this series. Okay,
dude. I mean, the Cavaliers have potential. They just don't execute very often.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Mobley's putting up 21 and 10, and then for the rest of the series,
I think
they got a good chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he will. If Karis LeVert's putting up 21 and 6 the rest of this season,
that's what I'm saying,
or rest of this series, I think they can win.
Other people finally stepped up for the Cavs,
which is surprising. And Mitchell had just a fantastic night as well.
He's had dominant. Max Strus with the 12 points, Heat legend.
Yeah, that's your guy.
That's my guy.
But no, they're not in any trouble.
No trouble.
They'll win this in probably 5, if not 6, and dominate whoever they get next.
So, this series might be a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. I'm also going to predict 6 for this series. I feel like it's going to be pretty similar to the Thunder series.
Okay, I'll stick with 5.
Well, you just want to be different than me.
Well, I'm going to stick with my original pick. Nothing's changed.
For me, something has changed because, like, if Cavaliers can get their depth to perform like this, like, they can make this a series. Like, if Evan Mobley plays like this, which he has the talent to, like, you know, Karis LeVert scoring 21, like, that's kind of unexpected. But Mobley can do this. He has this kind of talent to be able to put up performances like this on a consistent basis.
But you want the Cavaliers to crash and burn.
I do, because I want Donovan Mitchell to go to the Heat. So I'm going for the Celtics, unironically.
All right.
Unironically, I don't want the Cavaliers to win. But I also agree with you. I don't think the Celtics are in any kind of trouble, but I just feel like the series is going to be a little bit closer than people thought and what I thought.
I think if the Cavaliers come anywhere close to winning this series, Adam Silver will step down from his glorious, glorious throne, and maybe he'll have to call Tim Donahue back in or something. So he's got to change up something because Celtics-Knicks is going to feed families, and it's going to feed Adam Silver's pocketbook.
Yeah, the NBA is hoping, begging for this. They don't want a Knicks. They don't want a Knicks
Pacers Cavaliers.
The Pacers Cavaliers. That'd be the most.
I would love that.
And bro, in the Pacers, who got hurt for the Knicks? Anunoby. I'm pretty sure Anunoby's
he missed
hurt.
He missed tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, Pacers maybe could make this a series.
No.
I mean, Anunoby's a huge part of this Knicks team, Joseph.
It is, but
he's a big
not one of
part
the Villanova boys.
That's true, but still, the Knicks rely on Anunoby a lot for what they try to do. So I feel like Pacers could maybe make this a series if Anunoby is out.
They should have won game 1. I think as soon as they choked game 1, that series was over.
The series is not over, Joseph. Only 2 games have been played.
Pragmatic. 2 games of a series, you can tell almost 95% of the time what's going to happen.
Okay.
If the Nuggets come back to win, or if the Pacers come back to win, I will be shocked. But you will not be able to tell it to my face because we won't have a weekly night show.
Well,
over
we might.
The summer. You'll have to wait.
We have a weekend show. No.
You'll have to wait a whole week, and by that time, the news will be over. So,
all right.
Let's go into tomorrow. What do you think is going to happen? You said you like the Pacers to potentially pull one out.
I think if they don't have Anunoby, I think Pacers win that game.
Okay,
but. Isn't it weird that there was so much time in between the Timberwolves and Nuggets game?
That's ridiculous.
Because when did they play?
Not good for the Timberwolves at all.
Yeah.
They play Monday.
And it's going to be Friday.
4 days.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
When the Timberwolves have all this momentum and all this juice. And they have to wait 4 days. But I'm going to tell you what.
I like juice.
Target Center is going to be bumping.
It will be.
I have not ever seen this amount of demand for Timberwolves playoff tickets. Haven't seen Timberwolves playoff tickets on sale very often.
Well, they have to. They have to make the playoffs. First.
I can count on my fingers how many people I know from the Twin Cities metro area that have been to a Timberwolves game. But now, Anthony Edwards is changing the brand.
He honestly is. I love it. I am rooting for Anthony Edwards, and I feel like everyone is. But we kind of discussed that at length last time we were on. I want to discuss something new. Frank Vogel got fired. Do you have any thoughts on that, Suns coach?
What a surprise! Again, I'm done with these player coach. I'm done with them.
You're done with them.
I'm done with these. If a player likes a coach and that's the reason you hire him, I'm done with it. I'm out.
Man, are you Joseph? I'm starting. So in my time of doing this show with you, I'm starting to get a sense that you're not a big fan of the 2010 stars of LeBron. Kevin
I'm
Durant.
a fan of new aged NBA, and I'm a fan of small market teams finally getting their light. The Thunder are awesome. The Timberwolves are awesome. The Nuggets are awesome. I love it.
Cavaliers,
yeah. Less so in the East. I think the West is kind of where a lot of these young stars are rising to.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just out on the player. I'm out on the player chosen coaches.
Yeah.
How many times are we going to pretend like this works?
I mean, yeah.
The only time it works is when LeBron is going insane.
I mean, the last LeBron didn't even pick. Who was the Lakers coach when they even won? What?
Frank Vogel.
It was Frank Vogel. I mean, did he even pick him?
Sure, he did. You think the Lakers brought in LeBron and he didn't have a say on who the coach was going to be?
Not that he didn't have a say. But
he chose him.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. It doesn't. You have to have like a very, very, very good team for this to kind of work.
I don't know. I mean, I get a lot of people did not like Monty Williams. I didn't understand. I didn't understand moving on. I just felt like the direction the Suns went this offseason was just.
It was weird.
It just didn't feel right.
I feel like.
And at this point, they're going to have to regroup.
I was kind of out on like when they got Bradley Beal, there's people talking about this team like
it's exciting,
winning it all, but like
same thing with the Clippers. You can't just mix and mash 20. Devin Booker's not an early 2010s players, but mix and mash these guys that on paper work just doesn't unless your name's LeBron or Steph Curry. It just doesn't work.
Oh, wait, is Kevin Durant not in that conversation?
What do you mean is Kevin Durant not in that conversation? He's tried with everybody. Kevin Durant leaving the Warriors will go down as the worst business decision ever. See, he could have legitimately made an argument to be obviously he would have had to win a couple more titles, which I think they would have.
Yeah.
He legitimately could make a chase for that MJ. Like, I have more rings than MJ. I genuinely think that if he had stayed there. But he got selfish and thought he could make it work with the who's who of 2010 superstars, and it just didn't work.
I mean,
and it didn't work again.
You know the reason why he left, though.
I get it.
No one saw any of those championships he was winning as, quote unquote, legitimate.
I'm sorry, man. I'm out on players putting themselves over their teams, and it drives me crazy in the NBA.
I mean, this is the new age of the NBA, though. This is in this offseason, I feel like it's going to be a very eventful offseason. Especially, if Cleveland loses to Boston, which they probably will. I wouldn't be surprised if Donovan Mitchell maybe asks out of Cleveland. And I feel like we're gonna see a lot of people move. Paul George is probably gonna leave the Clippers, in my opinion. I don't think he's staying.
I think the Clippers and the Suns completely have to blow it up.
Suns aren't going to. They're gonna run.
They're gonna try to run it back, and it's gonna fail again.
Yeah, they're gonna run this group into the ground.
Yeah,
they will
until one of them demands a trade,
which is probably going to be Kevin Durant.
And I feel bad for Devin Booker because I think they should have beat the Bucks. He should be an NBA champion without Kevin Durant. And KD comes in and they haven't even got back there.
It's because
they've underperformed every step of the way.
Yeah.
Losing to the Mavericks, losing to the Nuggets, and then this year losing to the Timberwolves in 4 games. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the fact that they got swept is the concern. Not just that they lost, they got swept.
3 pretty embarrassing back-to-back-to-back seasons for the Suns, like the finish to the season. The Mavericks year was terrible. That was horrible.
Yeah.
And then the Nuggets season, again, the Nuggets were a really good team. Just didn't look that competitive in that series. They won a couple games, but I mean, it almost felt like the Timberwolves were more competitive. The Lakers more competitive, won less games. But yeah, I think Clippers and Suns both have blown up. I much prefer the style that the Timberwolves and the Thunder are building with. You develop from the ground up. You bring in supplemental pieces if you need to. I get people don't like the tank for a long time and get up all the draft picks. But it's just, I think it's so much more fun as a fan of a team to be a fan of a player for the entire course of their career.
See, Joseph, I think you have to think about this practically, though. If you're Minnesota, you can't even try to do what Clippers have done or Suns because they're not a big market.
Here's what I say to that. I don't understand why.
Because they're a small market team.
Okay, but that's like saying, oh well, if we take the NFL example, and I hate to take the NFL example because it's a very different sport.
It's very different.
Very different sport. But no one's like, well, the Chargers are a large market team, but the Vikings are a small market team. So obviously the Chargers are going to be able to do more in free agency.
It's different, though, because in the NBA it is. Like, there's players aren't wanting to go to Minnesota. There's never free agents that are like, I want to go to Minnesota.
And that's because of the history.
And I want to go to Minnesota. Not even that. People aren't like, I want to go to Phoenix a lot of the time.
Well, Kevin Durant certainly did.
See, so they had to build and get Devin Booker before they could kind of become this, like, quote unquote, they're not a big market team, but like Phoenix, like Arizona, not non-taxpayer state.
Well, in the NBA, apparently there's only like 5 big markets in the entire United States, which makes no sense to me at all.
LA, New York,
Boston,
Miami, Boston, Philly.
Yeah. Philly. I'd say Philly.
That's probably about it.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
For what? Quote unquote big markets.
Right. As if Houston's not a huge market.
Yeah, I mean, the Texas teams, they get, I don't know. I consider
Chicago
Dallas.
too. Chicago too. The Bulls have just been so bad for so long. We forget about them.
True.
I'd say Chicago's a big, and
yeah,
part of it's because of MJ, but
that's a big no. Like Chicago's a huge basketball.
Yeah,
they love basketball there. But
I know we want to talk about maybe it's a little Nebraska football. You got anything else on NBA before we wrap up the segment?
With the way you're saying you don't like how the Clippers and Suns have built their team. I mean, you like the way Nuggets and Timberwolves did build their team. They kind of are against the wall. It's kind of how you have to do it. You know, the Bucks. If you're the Bucks, Timberwolves, Nuggets, like
I just think it's
you have
so
to build your team that
much
way.
better for the league. And this might be a super hot take. I just think it's better for the league if you can buy a Jokic jersey or you can buy an Ant Edwards jersey when they're a rookie or in their 3rd year, and you wear that jersey for their entire career. I just think it's just so much better for the league.
Okay. I mean, let's be
Instead
honest.
of tracking Kevin Durant from sea to shining sea to whatever team he decides that he wants to play on and underperform on.
No, I agree. I've not like
if Kevin Durant stuck in Oklahoma City for his entire, or I guess Seattle, so he kind of got screwed over there.
It was
but,
OKC.
No, I know, but he was drafted in Seattle. So if he sticks in OKC for his whole time, he's an OKC legend. But is he a legend anywhere? No. Not even in Golden State.
I mean, the only person that jumping from team to team has worked for is LeBron, because he had to leave Cleveland the first time because he was like that Cavaliers team. He was not going to do anything with that Cavaliers team.
Same with like I love Kawhi. Like, man,
it's really only worked for LeBron. I mean, let's be honest.
Kawhi jumped to Toronto. I'm like, just run it back in Toronto, man.
I mean, he didn't even jump there though. He got traded.
I know, but I'm saying like, just run it. You won a championship, Toronto. Run it back.
You want to go to a big market?
Why chase the Clippers? What's so exciting about the Clippers? I don't understand that. I don't know what. Yeah, whatever. No one cares about the Clippers in LA. Nobody cares about the Clippers in LA.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
As a fan of a secondary team in LA, I can guarantee you nobody compared to the population wise.
No.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it really has only worked for LeBron because he had to leave Cleveland the first time around to actually win and go to Miami. Then he went back to Cleveland. And then,
LeBron's the second greatest player of all time, though. So it's like,
yeah,
it's a little different. Doesn't really matter who his teammates are.
I mean, truly. I mean, honestly, you're not wrong. But with that, we're going to throw it to break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up with some Husker football talk, previewing what we think are some of the most exciting games this upcoming season.
Yeah.
We're going to touch on that.
Colorado could be a night game.
Could be. And it's going to be on primetime, I think.
Sounds like it.
We'll get into it right here on the Daily Nebraskan Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old school with DP and J.
Very small percentage of players, coaches, administrators thinking like, I'm planting my flag here. Nick Saban's run probably won't happen. It takes a very unique person and personality to be comfortable where you are, be strong enough to push to get what you need, and then also be very strong enough in a player's standpoint to advocate for yourself at the right time.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up
But why?
because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for that if you're hosting? Fear's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and to close out a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you throw a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Daily Nebraskan Show right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We got about 5 minutes left before we wrap things up here, and we want to finish out the show previewing some Husker football games. And I first just want to jump right into it, Colorado, because I'm super excited for the Colorado game this season.
Is this number one?
Honestly, I don't know if it's number one. It's probably top three.
Okay.
Me. I think Iowa's always number one in my opinion. In my opinion, I think the Iowa game is just, that's always such an important game. Even when it's like, doesn't mean anything. You know, the seasons where the games where it's like, oh, they only have 3 wins. It doesn't matter if Nebraska wins or loses this. The fact that it's Iowa always makes that like the best game of the season, in my opinion.
That's fair, except that usually it's a really boring game.
True, but it's still like, it's still a game where like you have to watch if you're a Husker fan.
Yeah.
Even when the season, like that's why they put it at the end. You know, like, you know, if you'd put Nebraska against like Northwestern as the last game and Nebraska's season's already done, not as many people are going to watch that game.
No Northwestern this year. Weird.
Weird.
No Minnesota, Northwestern.
I just feel like that's why the Iowa game always gets put last, because I feel like they know Husker fans will watch it no matter how.
Well, Husker fans are going to watch it no matter what.
I don't feel like
Iowa
many people
game
would watch if it'd be like a Northwestern at the end of the season. People would still watch it, but it wouldn't be. People wouldn't care about it as much.
But that's just how rivalry games are. I mean, it's such a factored rivalry game. They're in my Iowa game's my top 5. I have a top 5. Iowa's 5.
It's 5.
5.
5. That's a little ridiculous.
Yep. Number 4. Here's why it's a little ridiculous. UTEP.
Nah,
you know why?
Your list is already.
You know
trash.
why?
Nah, your list is already trash.
Because that's the first game of Dylan Raiola's career, and he's going to throw for 4 touchdowns. And the hype going into the Colorado game is going to be immense.
No, the fact that you have Nebraska UTEP over Nebraska Iowa, I don't care if it's Dylan
I
Raiola's
think
first
the
game.
hype for that game, first time with Raiola under center, most likely, again, they're not going to name a starting quarterback. Number 3, UCLA. I'm excited to see the Bruins in Memorial Stadium.
That is going to be pretty exciting. That's
in the
definitely a top
middle
5
of,
game.
not in the middle, in the beginning of November, but still November.
That's going to be a top.
Bringing
that's
the
definitely a
West
top 5
Coast
game.
team. It's just going to be cool. Like, it's just going to be awesome. Number 2, USC. I cannot wait to watch Nebraska play in California. Still trying to figure out a way to get to that game, because watching Nebraska in LA
would be fun.
In
It'd be a long
the
trip.
Coliseum.
It'd be a long trip, though.
Would be incredible. It'd be a very long trip. It's also just so exciting. We've talked about this. I loved the realignment because it just made so many. Instead of Northwestern and Minnesota, you play UCLA and USC.
Okay.
Literally.
You just get done from talking about these big market teams in the NBA. Man,
Oh,
I want to go to California. Who wants to
College
go to
football is
Minnesota?
different. I care about fan bases in Colorado. I care about storylines in college football. Nebraska's not a big market team, but they have a big market fan base. Getting to play UCLA and USC, both of those games are going to be big market draws.
Mm-hmm.
West Coast versus cornfields. I think USC one takes the cake just because it's USC. It's in California. It's going to be in the Coliseum. Potentially great vacation spot for a lot of. I mean, that place is going to be red.
Oh yeah, because
November 16th, starting to feel like winter.
Man, while it seems like USC and UCLA are like these big, like they have this huge fan bases for football, it's not. The
It's
same.
not, but I will say it's still iconic brands.
It is, but like,
and
it like that stadium might have more. It might be the same amount of Nebraska fans. As
I would say USC's in a much better spot with their. I mean, they actually sold out quite a few games last year because they're really good. Again, they have Caleb Williams, but
yeah,
UCLA again, not a great fan base, but it's just the brand, and it's not like Northwestern or Minnesota have great fan bases either. So number one's Colorado.
Man, I don't know.
This game is going to be electric. If this game is at night,
I think it's going to be.
It sounds like that's in the works. If this game is at night with Dylan Raiola coming off of his potentially four touchdown performance against UTEP, like I'm calling, and Shadur Sanders flexing the wrist in Memorial Stadium, flexing his ice, getting ready to share his rap song after the game, this game is going to be incredible.
No, I agree. Colorado's definitely, it's probably what I think is going to be second most. It's definitely going to be exciting.
Which one are you most excited for?
I mean, man.
Rutgers?
Oh, yeah. Rutgers is my number one. No.
Oh, I got you. Northern Iowa.
No, I agree. Colorado's probably top 2. Iowa, I think, it's got to be top 3. I agree with you, though. UCLA coming to Nebraska, that's going to be a pretty fun game. And also Nebraska.
Great Jersey matchup.
Nebraska going to USC, also going to be just such a fun game.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it was pretty good besides the, your number 4 on your list is
Tell me
pretty
I'm
bad.
wrong, man.
Nah. It's not bad. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
All right.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here with the DN show. Thank you for listening this entire spring and December. It's been a lot of fun. We're not going to be going weeknights anymore, but stay tuned because we might be going Saturdays.
Yes, sir. Summer. Semester's over.
Follow D on Twitter. We'll have updates on the show for that. But until then, see ya.
Peace.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education.